to get to the point. So I proudly say to be able to share my story on the John Maxwell team page. But again, the best part was some of the team members who hugged me in the hallway and said I didn't think there was anybody in the world who appreciated what it's like to be a law enforcement family, which was just, a hug and a smile. And then another one who walked up and said, I always struggle with trying to have a story to share with my kids, my students, my volunteer groups about what they can do, what they can leave. And a fingerprint is something we all have, no matter how big or how small or how different it is from someone else's. It's ours and ours alone. And we have a choice on what we do and what we leave behind, whether it's the room or an organization or this world.
Absolutely. I love that. And who knew that story could be such a blessing, and the gratitude that you received, to me, it's just another example of you passing on, the footprint, the impress of God in you.
Love that. Love that.
Oh, my. So I remember hearing you prepare for that story. I remember hearing it on stage, and it certainly left an imprint on me. Your fingerprint is all over me as well, so thank you again for sharing it with our listeners today, Karen. And I'm going to say, you might think that you just speak numbers. You speak blessing. You speak life into other people. Great conversation today. Thanks again to Karen Aloy for being my guest. If you'd like to learn more about Karen or her work, you can get more information on her website. Her website is www.karenaloy.com, and that's KarenAloy.com. KarenAloy.com, and I'm going to spell it out again, and that's www.KarenAL, that's one L, ALOY.com. If you missed any part of this week's broadcast about choices, one person's journey to giving back, you can listen to the podcast right here on Talk Network Radio, or you can catch us in lots of other places, including iTunes, Android, Alexa, and Spreaker.com. Yes, I said Spreaker.com. Before I close today's show, I just want to give a shout-out to all the leaders out there around the world, to all of you amazing folks who make choices in your life that make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. When Karen mentioned that her own journey of making a difference began at a very young age, when she shared about her stepfather saving the life of a young boy from drowning, that just really touched my heart. And when she shared that story, I was thinking of what a significant impact that had in her life and how that became one of the pillars of who she is today, how it really shaped and molded her into the leader in her own life and in the lives of so many others. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter and all of his amazing adventures, reminds us we do not need magic to change the world. We do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine something better. And I would add, we have the power to choose something better, always. Now, where would our world be without the folks who make good choices, who choose to step up, step out, and step forward, who choose to make a difference in someone else's life? Dr. Wangari Maathai, the mother of the Greenbelt movement, reminds us it's the little things citizens do. That's what will make the difference. Now, you've heard me talk about Dr. Maathai before. She's the woman who helped her village in Kenya plant trees to pull the rain back down and to irrigate the stream bed that had gone totally dry, to water the trees and bushes and to bring the animals back. So, dear listeners, ask yourself, what can I do? What can I choose that will make a difference? What can I choose that will make a difference for someone in my life, for my spouse, for my daughter or son, my sister or brother, my mom or dad, or maybe my teammate at work, or someone in my church, or my neighbor? Where in my life might I choose to make a difference? You know, another simple thing you can choose is to be. That's right, to be. A simple offering you can make is just to be. Sometimes we talk about the being as a ministry of presence. Sometimes we can simply be with others and be quiet. So instead of filling up that space with the sound of your voice, you can offer silence. It's actually quite amazing what can happen when you choose silence instead of filling that space with sound. In music, if all we heard were the notes that someone played on the piano or violin or French horn or drums, there would be no music, would there, right? We just have a nonstop wall of endless sound. So again, just ask yourself, how can I choose to make a difference in someone else's life? Day by day, step by step, moment by moment, smile by smile, every single day, 365, 24/7. If you happen to miss any part of this week's podcast, or if you missed last week's show, you can listen to the podcast at your convenience. You can even listen to it on the go. Check us out at www.talknetworkradio.com/legacyliving.html. That's talknetworkradio.com/legacyliving.html. Now, you can also find me on SoundCloud, Alexa, iTunes, and many, many other places. Before I say goodbye today, I want to thank each of you for tuning in to today's show, for allowing me to share a bit about my journey with what legacy living is all about. Not just living and learning, but living and learning and serving so that you make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. It's about being on purpose every single day, 365, 24/7. Legacy living is one of the many ways to make your life count. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me for today's show. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess, and this has been Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. Please join me again next week right here on Talk Network Radio for another show of Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. We're here again next week right here, Talk Network Radio. Don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Have a fantastic day, and remember, make the days in your life count. God bless you. That's our show today. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess. I hope you'll join me again next week. Until then, don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Here's to you. Have a fantastic day. Be sure to make it a yes kind of day. And remember, celebrate. Celebrate the music of your life. Make the days in your life